What is going on, guys? Gamers Goon here today with once again another episode of the podcast. Unfortunately, I was not able to do it this last Tuesday because I did have a few quizzes and tests that I had to do this week for accounting and for journalism, so I had to get some studying in. But we do have some stuff to talk about, man. First thing on the agenda so far early in the system is CJ McCollum is back for the Blazers. Um, I know some Blazers fans, obviously. Without Dame, the method with the Blazers is probably you want to tank. You probably want to tank and probably get like a Jabari Smith or one of those top guys at the draft, a Paolo Banchero, one of those guys. But they have CJ McCollum back, and believe it or not, they won 3 out of their last 4 games. Let's see what the last. Did CJ play in this game? Which game did CJ come back in though? CJ's first game back was the Orlando game. The Orlando game they won. So 2 out of the 3 games that McCollum has played, they've won. So that's good for the Bulls. That's really good for the Bulls. It's not very good if you're a Blazers fan, because I don't really think they are competing for the championship this year, and I know they want to kind of stack up on assets, and they don't really have many assets if you think about it. CJ McCollum's not going to go get you a Ben Simmons. Dame might. CJ McCollum's not. Robert Covington's not. Yusuf Nurkic, he's not going to get you much. If you want to get one of those top names to pair with Dame or to even be the new face of your franchise, you're going to either have to trade Dame or you're going to have to trade some of the young guys that have been looking good, like a Nasir Little or like an Anthony Simons. And it's going to be tough to part with them, especially knowing how good they've been, especially Anthony Simons. It would suck for them to get rid of him. It would suck for him to get rid of him. He's going to be a star. He's going to be a star, trust me. But if they want to make the playoffs and ruin their lottery protected pick, I'll be all for it, because that means the Bulls get a first round pick this year. So be my guests. Speaking about the Bulls, we just got done with a close game against the Bucks. Now, I don't want people to overreact. A lot of people are probably going to overreact, saying, oh, the Bulls aren't really who we thought they were. They've lost 3 of their big games on ESPN. They lost this, they lost that. Calm down. Derrick Jones Jr.'s been hurt. Zach LaVine's been hurt. The first ESPN game, Alex Caruso was hurt. Javonte Green's been hurt. Lonzo Ball is hurt. Patrick Williams is hurt. We just got Caruso back, and we won the first game he came back, and we were within 4 against the defending champs, who had played the entire season without Brook Lopez. And we didn't have our second best player on the team. We didn't have another starter in Lonzo. We didn't have somebody who was supposed to be a starter at the beginning of the year, Patrick Williams. We didn't have somebody that's been starting for us, Javonte Green, that started for us when Javonte's been out, Derrick Jones Jr. Tyler Cook was the one on Giannis today. And it was within 4 points. I think we're in a good spot. It was very promising. The first 2 times, the Warriors game, and there was another game that we got blown out. I forget who it was against. The Nets game. Both of those games, those were atrocities. Those were terrible. Those were not good. Those were devastating. But I think we're fine. I think we're fine when we're fully healthy. And the good news for the Bulls is the Bucks are their last tough matchup, because we went on a stretch there after the Pistons game where we went Brooklyn, we went Warriors, we went Celtics, we went Grizzlies, and we went Cavs, and then we went Bucks. I'm not going to say Cavs or Grizzlies are necessarily competing for a championship this year, because they're both young, but they've been very good this year. The Warriors and the Nets. Those are 3 teams, and maybe the Celtics. They haven't really been playing up to a championship caliber play, but you never know if they turn on in the playoffs. They have the talent on the team to potentially make a run. They just haven't been good together so far this year. That's 3 teams that could be deep into the playoffs, could be in conference finals games. And you played them without a lot of your guys. It's going to be rough. And a lot of people probably We're going to overreact to it. The Celtics game we lost by 2. The Bucks game we only lost by 4. But we're on the easy stretch of the schedule now. We can let guys get healthy. All-Star breaks February 20th. I don't really think we need to stress anybody out too much. We don't need to rush Zach LaVine back. If he wants to sit out to the All-Star break, it's fine. Because up until the All-Star break, it's pretty simple for us. Because Sunday we get the Magic. We can beat the Magic. We can beat them. The Thunder, we can beat them. The Raptors, we can beat them. The Spurs, we can beat them. The Blazers, we can absolutely beat them without Damian Lillard. Then we play the Magic again. We play the Raptors again. We play the Pacers. Then we kind of have a little bit of a tough stretch here for a moment. There's a 3-game span where we play the 76ers, who I think is possible to beat without playing Zach. The Suns, we haven't seen them yet. It could be a good game. And the Hornets, I think we can beat without Zach. Timberwolves, I think you can beat without Zach, obviously. Thunder again. Spurs again. Kings. And then you get the Hawks after the All-Star break. So up until the All-Star break, we only have about 3 matches that you really look at and you're like, it can go either way. A lot of these matches are ones that the Bulls should win. And then right after the All-Star break, you gotta have players healthy because you're starting it off right off the bat. You got the Hawks twice. You got the Grizzlies, you got the Heat, you got the Bucks, you got the 76ers. You don't get a break until the Pistons in probably mid to early March. And then you got the Cavs, and then you bounce back to the Kings. And then you're finishing it off against Jazz, Suns, Raptors, Bucks. And then it gets a little bit nicer, Pelicans, Cavs again, Knicks, Wizards, and Clippers. And then April, we kind of got to show up a little bit in April, at least at the beginning, because we got the Heat, the Bucks, the Celtics, the Hornets, and then we get a freebie with the Timberwolves to end the season. So we have probably a good 20 so more wins given to us. We're in a good part of the schedule now. It's going to be interesting to see what the Bulls can do, especially around trade deadlines. There's been a lot of trade rumors going around, and I don't necessarily want to comment on any of them because they're just rumors at this point. Miles Turner's been rumored to be traded all year. Robert Covington's been rumored to be traded. Domantas Sabonis, Jeremy Grant. Jeremy Grant allegedly wants to go somewhere and be the number 1 option. If that's the case, he's not coming to Chicago. Paul Millsap, they're agreeing to find him a place where he can be beneficial for him. Maybe that's Chicago. There's going to be a lot of movement down the play or down those the play-in playoff teams. A lot of those teams are going to be making moves here and there. Mo Bamba might even be available. You might be looking at me, why are you saying Mo Bamba's going to be available? The guy wants to get paid. And who says they're going to pay him? But it's going to be an interesting trade deadline. It's going to be interesting going to the All-Star break. Definitely look forward to it. But that's really. Oh no, we do have one thing we got to talk about. We got to do my boy justice. We got to do him justice, and that is Bol Bol is going to the Celtics. He got traded for the second time in a season after it got voided the first time. PJ Dozier and Bol Bol will be ending up on the Celtics. Juancho Hernangomez got traded. It was a 3-team trade, and I don't remember who else got traded, to be honest. It really don't fucking matter. Bol Bol got traded. That's really the only highlight from that trade. But hopefully Bol Bol finds his pace, man. That's a small team. Robert Williams is not a big center. He plays bigger than what he is, but he's not a big center. They could maybe use somebody like a Bol Bol. I know the Taco Fall experiment did not work out for them, but Bol Bol's a lot more offensively talented than Taco Fall. So it might be something that could be good in Boston. We'll see. We'll definitely see. And then we finish it off with the playoff recap from last week going into this week for the NFL. Playoffs last week, they had a lot of failures and a lot of good ones. One of the failures was Saturday, Buffalo versus the Patriots. Bill Belichick shit the bed. It was awful. Mac and Cheese Jones did not come to play. He looked awful. Josh Allen and Brian Dabble looked all the bit number one offense they can in that matchup. Brian Dabble basically solidified the fact that he is going to be a head coach as soon as they win or they're eliminated or they win the Super Bowl. He's going to have a job lined up. Then we got the Raiders versus the Bengals. This was surprisingly good. The Bengals, they ended up pulling it out very close. Raiders had a chance at the end. I was hoping it could go to overtime, but the Bengals would still win because I had a bet on the game. But it was fun. It was a good game. Probably one of the better games. And then we got to the Sunday slate. We had the Eagles and the Bucks. Bucks dominated this game. They only won by 2 touchdowns. It was a lot better than that. The Bucks, man, they're gonna be tough to beat. I've seen a lot of people say, don't overthink it. The Bucks are gonna lose. They're gonna lose because Brady doesn't have some of his weapons. He has Gronk. He's gonna be fine. He's gonna be fine. 49ers and the Cowboys. I thought the Cowboys were gonna win this game, man. The Cowboys had a chance, and the referee was running to put the ball down, because Dak Prescott hands it to his center thinking he can snap the ball on his own, but the ref has to touch the ball. The ref runs into Dak, runs into another guy, touches the ball, respots it, and they don't get the snap off. I don't know why you run the football on like 14 seconds left, no timeouts, and you take about a 12 to 15 yard run and take a QB slide. And then Mike McCarthy goes in the post game and he defends it, saying, "Oh, it was the right call." It obviously wasn't the right call, Mike. It wasn't the right call. It's okay to say you were bad. It's okay to say you were wrong. I hate coaches that sit there and they defend themselves. No, it wasn't the right call. It was the right call. It was the right call. We just didn't execute it. To me, that's placing blames on your players. If I'm Mike McCarthy, I'll be like, you know what? I don't think that was the right call. That's on me. I understand that costed us the game, but I don't want anybody to believe this was the ref's fault. It wasn't the fucking ref's fault. It wasn't the fucking ref's fault. It wasn't. And Skip Bayless's ass was sitting there. Oh my God, they screwed us. Shut the fuck up, Skip. Dak Prescott went in a post-game interview and was asked about the fans throwing shit at him, and he said, "You know what? Props to them." And then he came back and said, "Oh, well, I didn't mean it. It was just the heat of the moment." I mean, the Cowboys, how about them? They suck. They fucking suck. They're always gonna fucking suck. Steelers versus the Chiefs. This was embarrassing. I don't even know why the Steelers showed up. I don't know what they were doing. I don't know who let them in the building. I don't know what Ben Roethlisberger was doing. This was embarrassing. Don't even ever play playoff football again. That was embarrassing. And then you get to the Cardinals and the Rams, and everybody was sitting there, "Oh my God, the Cardinals have a chance at winning the Super Bowl." What'd I tell you? They fucking suck. They're fucking awful. They scored 11 points with Kyler Murray. The Rams beat the shit out of them, 34-11. Wasn't even fucking close. That leads us into the divisional round. The divisional round tomorrow, at 1:30, we got the Bengals and the Titans. That should be a fucking amazing game, man. Derrick Henry's back. Joe Burrow's going to be there. Jamar Chase is going to be there. It's going to be a shootout, man. It's going to be a high-scoring game, like 28, 35-point game, somewhere in between that. Those two teams are going to be around there. It's going to be fun. It's going to be one of the better playoff games this season. But I'm taking the Bengals, man. Joe Burrow's a hard man to stop right now. He's on fire. Good old Joe's on fire, and you don't want to test Joe. Joe Shiesty. He had a beautiful pass in the game last week, and they called him Joe Shiesty. So that's why I just referred to him as that. We got the 49ers and the Packers. A lot of people have been saying, you know what, the 49ers, they're going to lose this game. I don't think it's that simple. I don't. The Packers haven't been great this year. Their record suggests they've been great. If you've watched their games, they've literally played teams when they have people out. They have situations on their team where certain players aren't playing. They literally play everybody on their worst possible day to be played. They play everybody. Look at their schedule this season. Let's look at their schedule, why don't we? Earlier in the season, they should have lost to the Bengals. They should have lost to the Bears week 3, my bad. They should have lost to the Cardinals. They should have lost to the. They did lose to the Vikings. My bad. They should have lost to the Rams. They should have lost to the Ravens. They should have lost to the Browns. They did lose to the Lions. Then they tried to act like it wasn't a big deal because they benched Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers was getting his ass kicked whether or not he was in the damn game or not. His ass was getting kicked when he was still in the damn game. He was still getting his ass kicked. So, I don't think it's that simple, man. I don't think it's that simple. This 49ers team, they're not great. They could give them a little bit of run. Unfortunately, I'm still going to go with the Packers. I hope the 49ers win, though. If the 49ers win, I'll be happy, man. Sunday, then, we get the Rams and the Bucks. Why show up? Why show up? The Rams, I think they're a good team. I do not think they're beating Tom Brady. That's simple. I'm sorry. Tom Brady's not losing. He's not fucking losing to the Rams. He's not. And then you get the Bills and Chiefs. This is going to be another shootout, man. Just like the Bengals-Titans game. The AFC is going to be stacked, man. The AFC Championship game is going to be a bloodfest. It's going to be amazing. Bills-Chiefs. And I think the Bills win. They looked phenomenal last week. The Chiefs, they won. They scored a lot. They were playing the lesser of the two teams, though, in my opinion. And I know you're going to sit there and you're going to be like, well, if you look at the Steelers and the Patriots, they're not that different. They're only a one-game difference. The Patriots are a much better team than the damn Steelers. Steelers' ass should not be in the playoffs. They should not be in the fucking playoffs. They should have never been in the fucking playoffs. They should have been in the fucking Colts if they didn't fuck up. It should have been the fucking Chargers. I would have loved either of those games more than the Chiefs game last week. The Chiefs got the easiest of the three. I think the Bills win. They're prepared. I don't think the Chiefs are. We'll see. Anyways, I'm going to get out of here. Thank y'all for watching. Make sure you guys tune in to next Tuesday's video. It will be on Tuesday. I don't have tests next week. But thank y'all for watching. See you guys next time.